Good morning. You're now listening to Kingston Community Radio, airing on FM 92.5 and AM 920, WGHQ, Kingston, New York. This programming is brought to you by our listeners and corporate underwriters who are interested in presenting local community radio. The opinions expressed on this program do not represent those of Pamel Broadcasting or Kingston Community Radio. Listeners are encouraged to send in $10 per month to help bring this program to you, and mail your contributions to Kingston Community Radio, Post Office Box 4364, and that's 12402 for the Post Office Box area of the post office. For more information or to donate online, visit our website at mykcr.org. And good morning, this is Dan Gatis, and thank you for tuning in, being early birds like us, getting up with us. Tuesday, October 12th, and it's 52 degrees right now here in Uptown Kingston, and we'll be back after these PSAs.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, my name is George Post from Postupack, New York, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you. Where else can you speak to your local representatives on the air and have your questions answered? So thank you, and support KCR.
And thank you for being with us this morning on KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. A little bit of heads up on the weather. We've got a mix of clouds and sun today. Wah. It sounds great, though, doesn't it? And a few passing clouds tonight with a low of 53. Our high today is 73, a beautiful, balmy, perfect 73. And low tonight is 53. Partly cloudy skies on Wednesday. Slight chance of a rain shower, but high of 74. And that's Wednesday. Wednesday night, a few clouds, and that's it, a low of 56. Thursday, mainly cloudy, a high of 74. And Thursday night, a few clouds from time to time, low of 57. Sounds like pretty good weather for our mid-October. And without further ado, let's get to the on-air studio, because Nina Postupack and Cameron Rylance are waiting in the wings.
And we are. Terrific Tuesday.
It is a terrific Tuesday.
Dark. Oh, my goodness.
Yes, very dark.
I woke up, I was like, my clock must be wrong. It can't be 5:30.
It happened fast.
It does.
It does happen fast.
Well, because of the time factor when it comes to us coming into work, into the studio, that little window of time that we use. I always leave at exactly 6:30. You probably leave at exactly a certain time,
yeah.
And then you can mark it, because it's only a matter of minutes how much it changes per week, right?
But
yeah, absolutely.
The sun is
absolutely.
below the horizon or above it. It makes a big difference. But yeah.
And we've had beautiful, warm weather. Oh my gosh, yesterday was gorgeous.
Yeah, the rest of the week's weather looks good too.
Yeah.
70s.
I'll take
that.
I took a nice walk yesterday down by, Kingston Point Beach, past Hunting Brickyard, and I just couldn't get over just like a nice breeze, low 70s. I mean, for the middle of October, what a beautiful day.
Definitely.
Absolutely beautiful.
And the leaves are starting to turn for real.
Yes.
No mistake.
Not as great as usual, though,
I think I read, actually, in the Sunday's paper, Bill Bifus, Bifus, however you say his name, said because of that wet spell in this fall, it did something to the trees, and it some sort of mildew or fungus or something And the leaves are just going to turn brown and fall off, yeah.
That's a shame, yeah, because I was coming up from White Plains up the thruway, and there was nothing. I mean, yeah, like you said, brown leaves, and that was, and some green mixed in, and that was about it.
The poison ivy is nice and red. Like you can see the red vines growing. That's
well,
poison
that's
ivy.
all right.
Yeah,
So that warns you.
Stay away.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to someone though yesterday, and he has a camp up in the Adirondacks, and he said up there the foliage is really beautiful. So maybe it's just that they didn't get the amount of rain that we had down here in the Hudson Valley or whatever. So he said it was beautiful up there though. So yeah, but I'll take the warm weather, Cameron. That's 70s.
Exactly, another week of it.
So did you enjoy this busy, fun-filled weekend we had here in Kingston?
I did. You couldn't take everything in.
You cannot. It was amazing, and people everywhere. Everywhere.
I have to admit, I was out of town most of the weekend.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Had a lovely little trip. But how was the Italian Festival? That's the one thing I regret being away this weekend is missing the Italian Festival. How was it?
So the Italian Festival was wonderful. The day wasn't that nice, right? A little overcast. And then it seemed like it rained all around us. My daughter called. She was out in Lake Katrina, was coming. She said, Mom, it's raining here. I said, well, it's not raining on the Strand. And then somebody came from Hurley and said it was raining out in Hurley, but it wasn't raining on the Strand. So that worked out well. And I guess this is a good sign because most of the vendors ran out of food by about 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Wow.
So I don't think they expected the crowds that came.
Well, it's better than bringing home half your stuff.
Yeah,
honestly,
for sure. The sausage and peppers were a big hit. Graziano's meatballs, right? Savona's pizzas. It really, Mariner's sausage and peppers. So it really was a great day.
We are lions.
The entertainment was good.
And Michael Dell always closes everything down at 6:45, 6:45 to 8 o'clock with a dance party, which with the lights and everything. So it was great. It was and a shout out to Les Lombardi, Tony Marmo, Anna Brett who chaired it, and everybody. I mean, Mary Tuma and Bill Calder, where were two honorees. Yes. And the Bruderhof instrumental, and you made me think of that, directing the traffic, helping break down, set up, the hospitality tent. So, Debbie and Tony, Anthony Tampone, everyone. So it was very, very nice. And then we did some community awards to Bob Sarcusano, Stephanie and Kevin Reginato, and
Restaurateur Reginato?
Yes, yep. For their service and everything they've done, and Joe Conquera with O Positive, because Italian Festival and O Positive have partnered together. I didn't get the opportunity, but they marched in the parade on Friday night, the Italian American Foundation, in the O Positive parade. And O Positive was great all over the town.
I've known Joe since junior high. He's a year or two ahead of me.
Oh, really?
Conquera. Is that an Italian name?
Yes.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, because they talked about his Italian heritage.
Dark hair, dark eyes.
Right,
I don't know,
right.
but I've known. I was good, cool, great guy, super good guy.
Yeah, and they did a lot O Positive. Then they had the.
I haven't really seen any of the murals. So I'm gonna,
There's one on. I think one of the new murals is on the Village Grocery
downtown,
in Midtown.
Sunshine, the old Sunshine Market.
Yeah, next to the old
cool.
Sunshine. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I saw a couple in the paper.
Somewhere else too.
They're working on. There's.
Oh, somebody was talking about another one. I can't remember now.
Is there a new one by Keegan across?
I can't remember.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
They should publish it.
They should.
Have a follow-up
they should do an article.
In the paper or something.
Yeah, so people can go.
I think they do every year when it comes to those
they
murals.
Should, I mean, let's go see them.
I have a nice story for the weekend, for Sunday.
Well, let's hear it.
Yeah, all day long. I'm about quarter mile away from the Strand, where I live. So all day long, I could hear the Italian Festival. But Maggie and I decided to go to the D&H Canal and have a nice walk with Bill Merchant.
Oh, that's great.
And we did. Yeah, there were about 5 of us with him.
But the five locks
walk.
That's cool.
And the structure of those locks was made in the 1830s, etc., to last forever, like the pyramids.
Yeah, it's stone fit together perfectly.
Stapled steel stapled stone, layer on layer. They're not even pushing in, except for a little tiny here or there when it's been disturbed. But the structure itself, if it hasn't been touched or disturbed, those locks are in. You could use them.
Yeah, put new doors on, right?
Yeah, but it was a fun afternoon.
That's
and
cool,
and
good.
He gave us a little secret tour of the new museum too.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, absolutely. Saw all the new ideas and concepts and stuff
That's
like
great.
that for the Pew House.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So much to do.
So,
much
do
to
you
do.
know who won the spaghetti eating contest and how much did they eat?
So I don't know the name of the gentleman that won it, but he ate 2 pounds. And Leanne Mormo was trying to win the title this year, and she realized halfway through this is not going to happen. So she said, I pulled back a little bit because she said a lot of carbs there, very fast and quickly.
You got to do some road work the next day to get rid of those carbs.
Yeah, absolutely.
So did the guy that won was a young guy, skinny?
Yeah, young guy,
Just like,
average.
Okay.
Yep.
That's like, Joey Chestnut, or whatever. Those, scrawny little guys.
I can't even watch Joey Chestnut. I just can't.
Yes.
My son Drew loves that every year, but I can't even watch Joey Chestnut.
It's like a car crash. You don't want to watch, but you can't look away, whatever,
Yeah, right. Yeah, right, Cameron. That's so true. Yeah. And we had the fire eating gentleman there. He was a big hit. He does everything with the fire and everything. Yeah, he was great. He was really good. Yeah, and down at the Hutton Brickyard, they had the Field and Stream
show.
Yeah, yes, and it was packed down there, absolutely packed. You couldn't get parking spots anywhere, but a huge turnout. And that went, I believe, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But I know it was Saturday and Sunday, definitely. Not sure about Friday. So, which was great. It's just so much. Yeah, right? And good for the businesses. I saw Uptown Kingston on Saturday night was packed down on the Strand. So it was all good.
Yep. I'm sure local hotels and all that were full.
Yeah, I'm sure, absolutely. Yeah, so great weekend, and the weather held out, which was really nice, and it was good. So, yeah, Columbus Day weekend. And we had at the Person House Indigenous Peoples Day on Saturday, and we had the drumming, and we had Chief Peter Mann come and speak, and he gave an hour speech. It was excellent. It was a wonderful program on Saturday and well attended. So we were busy up there all day, which, of course, the farmers market always helps. And then with O Positive, they had all types of entertainment and the big stage up throughout the farmers market and then into the evening.
Now, the thing at where the chief spoke, was that inside or outside?
Inside.
Okay.
Inside. Yeah, but the drumming was outside.
Yeah.
The drumming was outside. So yeah. So it's great. And this weekend coming up, it's we're celebrating the burning of Kingston, and Hank Yost will be there, and the first militia and the reenactors, and Hank will give a talk at noontime. It's usually always at noon, in regard to the repercussions of the burning of Kingston and how how Kingston rebuilt after that. So that's.
Militiamen going to have a rifle salute, do you know?
Well, we've done that in the past, but we tried to be very cognizant of people and the farmers market now being so close, young children. So we've refrained this time doing it. Because in the past, the farmers market was removed enough that you weren't. Yes, it wasn't right on top.
So,
That's
cool.
so no cannon volleys and gunshots on the street this year.
Yeah, no.
Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay.
That's cool, though. Those old flintlock rifles,
My
plume
heavens!
of smoke and those are.
My late wife and I, we were right on 92 Green Street, so they came right up.
Yes.
Every other year, they came
That's
right
right,
up,
Dan.
and we would wake up to the cannon volleys that were happening elsewhere.
Yeah.
But a half hour later or so, there was the altercation.
The skirmish.
The skirmish on 92 Green Street, right? Right on Green Street, and it was like you wake up, you throw a piece of clothes on and watch it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, amazing.
It was quite
stuff.
amazing. Quite amazing.
Yeah. Imagine when that was for real.
Yeah.
When they're aiming that cannon at you.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
There was a certain amount of enough authenticity to get that vibe.
Yeah.
What it would have been like if you were, in your happy home.
Yeah.
You know, and this was happening outside. You know, you got a great feeling of that. You know, and that's what the reenactments are for.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
to get a feeling for, you know, what that piece of history was about.
Yeah. I remember years ago there was an encampment in Forsyth Park.
That's right. They used to do that. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you know, I used to go and they'd be cooking, and you know that was neat.
Yeah.
You know, cloth tents.
It was very realistic.
But you look inside, they got an air mattress in there.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You know,
Hey, wait a minute.
100%. You know, technology is a good thing. You know,
You have to
use it.
cheat
If
a
it's
little
available,
bit.
You got to use it.
Absolutely, they have to. So, those of you that are listening, it's a call-in show, right, Cameron? So we'd love to hear from you.
331-9255.
Yes.
So we should have Dan Whalen with us at 7:30 with the updates about the Boys and Girls Club. And normally Carl Brown is in at 8, but unfortunately he can't make it today. But another good time to call in, 331-9255.
That's right.
And then, oh goodness, who's our third guest?
8:30, we have...
Office for the Aging.
Oh yeah, Sue Koppenhaver, yeah.
Oh, Office of the Aging.
Oh, good. We can talk about, well, no, we don't want to take away from her time, but Qantas Capers is coming up.
Oh, yeah, we do that at the 8 o'clock hour.
This weekend, yeah.
Yes, yes.
I do have a, 6 o'clock, I have a dance rehearsal. I only have one, I'm like a background, I'm a gangster.
Oh, good. That's great.
Background, you know, because you got to march people on and off stage, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But we have a dance, apparently, which I didn't know about until I got the email over the weekend that said there's a mandatory dance rehearsal at 6 o'clock under the pavilion at the Elks Lodge.
So, do you like to dance?
No.
No, you're not.
uncomfortable
We're not
doing
going
it.
to see you on the dance floor if we're at a...
Voluntarily.
No,
no.
okay. All right.
But it is, you know, you keep telling yourself, hey, you know, it's for charity.
That's right.
No one's here to see, you know, fine acting.
No.
Laugh at the
You're not going on Dancing with the Stars.
Exactly.
Yes.
You're not here to see, you know, people are coming to see the guffaws and the mess up.
That's right.
You know,
That's what they are. Yeah.
gas,
You're absolutely
rather.
right.
So, you know, that's what you got to keep telling yourself. Do you remember a name, Nobby Keeter? Do you remember that name? He was an old timer.
I
20 years
don't.
ago.
Okay.
I think he was from Port Ewing. Not sure. Super nice guy. Always wore red socks. I don't know. That was his thing. But my first, this is like 27 years ago. My first couple of years in Kiwanis, super nervous. I didn't even want to do capers.
Oh, yeah,
and,
yeah,
I was
it's
like, I look like
fine.
a fool. And he's like, kid, don't worry about it. We all look like fools. You're raising money for charity. Who else do you know is up here doing that? And I was like, wow, you're right.
Right.
And ever since then, I was like, so what? You look, you know, but, you know, the people that, you know, you might think you're looking foolish in front of, they're not up raising money for youth scholarships. So the heck
That's right.
with it. I
That's
look like a
right.
fool.
Yep.
I'm going with it.
Yes.
So that was
For a
kinda-
good cause, I'm looking
Yeah,
like a fool.
exactly. That was a kind of a good realization, you know. So.
Yeah, good advice.
And I've passed that along to other new Kiwanians.
Great. Good. So tell us, where can we get tickets again?
So next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday is the show. You can walk right up to the door and get tickets there.
Okay, great.
But if you know a Kiwanian, chances are, if you ask nicely, they'll give you a ticket. Because
Oh.
Usually what we do, you know, as a club member, everyone in the club is responsible for selling 10 tickets. And normally, I mean, some people, you know, sell them, but a lot of people just buy them and give them out. Just so
Sure.
there's
People.
people. Yeah, exactly. And it's a free ticket. In general, you know, so
And what time's the show?
7:10 or so at Bailey.
At Bailey, like it always has been.
Don't show up at 6:45 and expect to park right by the cafeteria door because
Yeah, it's all- yeah.
there's usually good crowds.
So Thursday ought to be the best day to come because all the mistakes are going to even be
Oh
better.
yeah. Thursday's the roughest show, and Saturday's the best because
You've done it?
you've done it a couple times and you figured out where to ad lib a little bit. And normally spouses or boyfriends or girlfriends are in the audience, you know, because then afterwards there's a big cast party. And people usually bring their significant other.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So you know, people bring their A game when your spouse is watching. So
Yeah, that's true.
Saturday is always the best.
And isn't Thursdays usually senior?
Yep, Senior Citizens Night. There's
Yes.
a discounted ticket available. Up until, I want to say a couple of years ago with COVID, I believe, the city has always been gracious to run a bus to like Yasmin Towers.
Oh.
Do a little loop for us to help
Oh, that's great.
facilitate, you know,
Sure.
people
Who may not have
Yeah,
transportation.
Correct. Mobility impaired.
Yeah.
So actually something we could bring that up with Sue. Maybe
Oh,
And
right.
see if their volunteer drivers want to bring people to Capers.
Yeah, because it's a great evening, and it's
Yeah.
all Thursday night
Yeah.
seniors night, so great
It's
opportunity
it's
for them
not
to
like it's a
go.
late night. It's
No,
hour and a half, 2 hours maybe the show.
by 9 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Steve Klein wrote it and is directing it this year, and he knows he's smart enough to not to make a drag on show.
Yeah. Well, sure, absolutely. Now, what's the
Well
title of it?
Yeah, it's well advertised on Magic 92.
Good.
It's
Good.
well advertised. Yes.
The God Brother.
The God
It's
Brother.
sort of a alternate reality of The Godfather as if Fredo
Okay.
ascended instead of Michael. Of course.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
And
can you tell us who plays Fredo?
Dan Chittister plays Fredo. I believe he has a couple songs, and he's got a good voice.
Oh, good.
Dan's a good guy. I don't even know who. I can't think of. Pete Perry's got a big part. Genevieve Buckman. There's I'm trying to
whole
think
group
of
of-
the lead. There's usually 4 or 5 people that
are like in
carry
the-
the
yes.
lines, and
Then everybody else fills in
everyone
as
else
filler,
is,
yes.
cameos or. I know the mayor's in there. He's
Good for
confirmed,
Steve. Good for him.
The last scene, the climactic last scene when everything comes together, they usually figure out a way to roll a.
Yeah, the
politician
mayor
to
right in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Very
It's
important.
fun. It's all for good cause.
Absolutely.
Traditionally the Kiwanis Capers and the Kingston Classic are 2 big fundraisers. Fall and spring fundraisers. Last couple of years we've been hindered with both. So.
Right.
I know last year we voted. As I'm on the board of directors, we dug into the foundation. Our reserve
your money.
funds to keep our level. We wanted to keep the. Traditionally it's like 20, 22 scholar. 20 to 22, 24, $1,000 scholarships.
Okay.
And we wanted to keep that number at 20, even though we were down. With the revenue. So we dug into the foundation and.
So you want to recoup some of that money?
Correct. We're hoping for a traditional, good old-fashioned capers with lots of people in the seats and the advertising book and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I think you'll do well. The thing that I'm seeing with all these events that are happening, people are ready to get back out again.
Yeah.
People are ready to attend different functions. And with 80% of the people 18 and older vaccinated here in Ulster County, you have a pretty good turnout when you have these events. So I think you guys will do well. People are looking forward to it, to get back to it.
Yeah, and it's tradition.
It is, absolutely.
fun, so.
And like you said, for a very good cause. Speaking of good causes, I've lost track of the dinners at the Elks. Did we miss the dinner this month?
No, we talked about it. It was beef stroganoff.
But that
It was
already
the
happened,
second-
right?
Yes, correct. It was the second Monday because the first Monday was Labor Day.
Okay, but now in October,
Because
because Columbus Day was yesterday.
Yep.
So when did you do that?
October was last week, I think, the 12th.
Yeah,
Whatever, the second Monday because of October. But moving forward in November, it'll be the first Monday,
okay,
which is, I want to say it's like the first.
it is, because Election Day
Oh,
is, yes.
Sunday's Halloween, or Halloween's on Sunday.
Yes.
So the
And
Monday
Election Day
first,
is
so.
Tuesday,
So the
the
next
second?
Elks Drive-In dinner will be on Monday, November 1st. I know it's roast pork with, I don't know, what should we have with roast pork?
Mashed potatoes.
Potatoes and gravy? Okay.
Yeah, that's what
What kind of, what vegetable?
Green beans.
Green bean? All right. You heard it here,
We've
folks.
got a lot of
You
them
heard it.
around now.
Help set
Yeah.
the menu. So yeah, Monday, November 1st. And Paula, I know you're listening. You don't need to call. I'm going to find a phone number eventually. But the best way is to call the Elks Lodge and, or not the Elks Lodge, the number that I will find shortly, and make a reservation. Another thing that we have coming up on November 11th, Veterans Day, 11/11.
Yes.
I believe this will be our 3rd annual complimentary drive-through dinner for veterans.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep.
Great.
That actually the number for both we were advertised is 481-0752. And Bill Forte, we're gonna help get him, and Mike Cosapoli, or not Mike,
Mark
Cosapoli, get that info out to them to disseminate. But the Veterans Dinner is 100 people. We have to cap it somehow. And actually, I was just talking to Mary.
And you do it at the club, at the Elks Club.
Drive through. Talking to Mary Ann DeGroat last night. She's all on board to help with that. So nice Italian lady, help us roll some meatballs. It's free for veterans and $5 for a companion meal.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yep. And we're not too terribly stickler about, if you're a veteran or not. It's certainly the honor system. So
Sure. Yeah. You don't have to show your card or your discharge or anything. Yes.
But the last couple of times, people come through with either a hat on or a military. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. It's a great way to say thank you for your service.
Fran Humphrey. You know Fran Humphrey?
I know Fran. I know Fran
still
well.
Fits into his Air Force, Marine. He was an aviator. I want to say he was a Marine.
I'm not sure what branch.
He still fit into his dress blues from like 40 years ago.
God bless him.
Yeah. And he looked, I was like, he's like, I'm proud of that. I was like, you should.
Well, yeah, you absolutely should be.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a heck of an accomplishment.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But I always look sharp with the
with the
military uniform, no matter what branch you're in.
Yes, I agree with you,
in your
Karen.
dress uniform.
Yep.
You always look sharp. You always look good.
Absolutely. So that's really nice at the Elks that you're doing that for the veterans, and that's
there's a lot going on. Frank Guido is super.
He's so good. Also,
group, they do a complimentary meal, I believe, for veterans.
Yes.
But that's kind of it's in a room. It's a smallish setting for that. So.
Yeah.
And I know there's a bunch of other stuff going on, but.
Yeah.
We'll
Great.
See. We'll do what we can do.
Sure. Absolutely. And you're doing spaghetti and meatballs? Is that what you're doing?
Pasta. Spaghetti is tough because it breaks.
Oh, okay. So like a ziti or a penne or something?
Yeah, probably penne, yeah. To me, ziti's a little too much.
Okay.
I like penne, a little thinner,
Yeah, I do too.
I prefer it, so...
Easier to cook too and to serve.
Exactly.
And, absolutely.
But it's kind of hard, when you throw, 5 pounds of pasta in a giant pot to keep, to stir it, so it doesn't stick or stick to the pot or stick together. You got to agitate it a lot, and it's easier. Cooking 1 pound of pasta in your home stove is one thing, but 5
pounds on a
big at a time and 3, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So cut pasta is way easier. It's a little more forgiving too.
Yes,
10
that's
minutes,
true.
12 minutes, whereas spaghetti,
it gets
1 minute window,
it gets
especially
soggy,
if you got 50
mushy.
pounds of it you're cooking,
This is true. And Mary Ann DeGroot's meatballs are delicious.
It's
Mary Ann's very good. She's always volunteering for law enforcement, veterans. She's always there. So that's great.
Yeah, and she's a new elk, so we're tapping her.
She's an elk
now. A few months ago, she was inducted.
Good.
She's
a worker.
Harness that
energy.
New member energy,
Yeah.
And we're going for it. So
that's great. That's very good. At 8 o'clock, Cameron, maybe we can talk a little bit about early voting's coming up, right? And the polling places have been published, and the hours and the dates and the times. So at 8 o'clock, after our birthday segment, we'll talk to you a little bit about when you can vote, where you can vote, and what early voting entails, and the absentee ballot process. So just to give people an idea what they need to do in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah.
I know
last year it helped. The numbers of voters was more.
Yes.
Last year in New York.
Yeah.
Statewide and locally with the early voting. I remember seeing a follow-up article about that. So.
Yeah, and early voting, I think, really what's what I'm saying? It really is beneficial down in like the New York City area, because I know my daughter, my nephew lived in New York City, and if you went to vote on election day, the lines were unbelievable. And if you worked, you had to go after work, or if you go early in the morning, and so forth. So anyway, that really impacted.
That would be a huge deterrent, I would think.
Sure.
Walking down the street, if you turn the corner and you run into the back of a line that's a block long, how many people are like, I love my civic duty, but, I'm sure that even well-intentioned people will be like, yeah, man, I got to pick up the kids in 45 minutes. Whatever.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. But we'll talk about that at 8 o'clock
Absolutely.
and give people some ideas of what they need to do.
And it is a call-in show, 331-9255.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll be back with Dan Whalen from the Boys and Girls Club. and we'll fill you in. Oh, look, it's getting later out.
It is.
Thank gosh.
It is.
All right.
Stay
All right,
late.
Dan, why don't we go to break?
Okay, thank you, Cameron and Nina. You're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920, 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. On YouTube at Kingston Community Radio. Tuesday, October 12th, and it's 52 degrees here in Uptown Kingston, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Wow. Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
We are Lions. We bring hope where it's needed. We are a global force for good. Support causes that matter. Change lives. Change communities. Change the world. We can do more together than we can alone. Join in. Experience the joy of serving. Be part of the movement. Give back. Let's unite the world for good. We are Lions. You can be too. Visit weserve.org.
Hi, this is Diane Eastwick from Athens, New York, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And we're back, and you're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, live 7 to 9 a.m. every weekday. And a little bit about a weather forecast for the next couple days. We have a little mix of clouds and sun today. Everything else is very good, and it's a high of 73. And tonight, a few passing clouds and a low of 53. And partly cloudy skies on Wednesday. Slight chance of a rain shower Wednesday or Wednesday night. Don't expect it to. High of 74 on Wednesday and a few clouds Wednesday night. Low of 56. And Thursday, mainly cloudy with a high of 74. And a few clouds from time to time Thursday night, and a low of 57. Let's get back to the on-air studio with Cameron Rylance and Nina Postupack. Welcome back.
And we are back at the 7:30 hour.
And I wonder if Dan Whalen's on the phone, Dan, or
I don't know. You might be. I hope so.
Not quite yet, but
No.
there was a caller during the break that asked if you could repeat the number for the Elks dinner.
I can.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And they do too.
Would be 481-0752. And I'm going to say that number will be useful for both our monthly drive-through and the Veterans Day dinner coming up.
so you use that number for both?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
That's great.
You could also call the lodge at 338-0220, but the 481-0752 number is the best.
And is there an answering machine at the lodge?
Yes, there is. So
Okay.
I'll leave a message.
So you can leave a message if someone doesn't pick up. Great. Well, so that's good. And we hope Dan Whalen calls in because there's a lot going on at the Boys and Girls Club. They've been very active with programming and so forth in the past couple weeks and really getting into the school year and so forth.
Oh,
so
I saw. I mean, my son graduated. He's not in high school anymore. But there was a
lockdown.
lock
Yeah.
thing, yeah, in place thing last week.
Yeah, there was a threat, but it didn't end up being a
panned out
credible
to be,
threat.
yeah,
But
yeah.
so but thank goodness.
I mean, in this day and age, how can you think you can get anonymously? I mean, every phone, there's a computer system. They know the phone number you called from, or it's not like the old days where
right.
there was no way to trace
The payphone.
Yeah,
You go to
Now
the
every
phone
is
booth.
Recorded. There's history. There's
Right.
probably recorded.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so those of you listening, please call in 331-9255. We always love to hear your comments, suggestions, or what's going on in your community. And I see there the Snowflake Festival. Oh, that makes me feel cold, Cameron.
December 3rd, yeah, 68, which I still haven't heard anything about
New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve yet. If they're going to do a thing uptown, I don't know.
I don't know. I hope. Well, you'll be one of the first ones to know because you volunteered to help. So
I am on record.
You are.
So we will
A lot of talk about the COVID-19.
Oh, no, I've had enough about COVID-19.
Yeah. We're not.
Everyone's had enough.
Sorry,
that's okay. That's all right. Not a problem.
We cannot talk about the Giants' performance on. Oh my goodness! It's gonna be a long
Dear,
season.
it is, and
Poor Danny Jones. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was some hit.
I didn't see it. I saw a replay.
I saw a replay
at night.
too.
I was listening on the fan driving, but I hope he's all right. He was.
No, he really got hit.
Literally seeing stars.
Yes.
Ugh.
And I'm not sure.
Barkley
sprained the. They thought he broke it at first. At least it's only a sprain.
If he's not playing, that guy is fragile. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was high on him his first year, but
some people are prone to. Some athletes are prone to injury. That's very true. It really
they're
is.
just so strong that their muscles like break. Well, that was a rollover ankle injury.
Yeah, you could see it.
But these guys are so happened like Aaron Judge and Stanton. These guys are so strong that they can break. They hurt their own bodies, swinging the bat so hard. The rest of their ligaments and tendons and bones aren't capable of handling the strength that they're able to achieve. It's like. Whoa.
Yeah, it is.
And I've heard people say that's why, baseball players in the '60s, they played 180 games every day, all day. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Cam. Good morning, Nina.
Good morning. How are you?
Very good. Hey, Nina, I'm calling to let you know that there's got to be a new scam going on out there.
What's that, George?
This is involving the Department of Motor Vehicles for New York. I received an email back on October the 8th. It came from a Spearings at northrock.bm. What it says is the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, in partnership with New York DMV, requires an immediate validation of your COVID-19 status. This is a waiver validation update and a compulsory one-time validation for all New York residents. And it says, please follow reference below to validate your COVID-19 status. They could send you a link, and it also has the New York State Department of Health on it.
It was an email?
Yes.
So I have not heard about that at all. Could you forward that email to me?
I sure could.
Don't open the link.
Yeah, don't open the link.
Yeah, no, don't open the link.
Yeah. But if you could forward that email, and I'll find out what that's all about. I appreciate your letting us know about that because you're the first person that's reached out to me in regard to it. So, and I haven't heard anything through the County Clerks Association about it or through DMV. So, I will do a little investigating. I appreciate your reaching out.
Right, yeah, because the moment I seen it, I knew it was a fake.
Yes, and good point, George, to be aware when you receive emails like that, whenever it's asking you for personal data or information, do not, for any reason, answer the email because most agencies would never send an email the government would never do that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because...
they would never text, email.
Yeah, I called the DMV up there, and they let me talk to the gentleman there, and I told him about it, and he said, never heard nothing about it.
Is that the state level, you said?
It's New York State DMV, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard a thing in regard to it, so I appreciate that. And you have my email, right?
I think so. It's on the website anyway.
It is. It's on the website. It is.
Yeah, so I'll forward this to you and everything else, but I just thought it was kind of interesting. It's another new one that they come out with.
Yes, because there was one recently where they sent text messages to people. You've recently moved, and please, validate your new address, your date of birth. New York State DMV needs to update its records and so forth. Yeah, no, don't do it.
There was a way they could catch these clowns and really stick them in jail for a long time.
Yeah.
Forgot what daylight looks like.
Well, they're probably offshore somewhere. Some hacker
probably.
group.
But, so I figure I'll let you know it's out there and stuff, because, like I say, I know our DMV is one of the best ones in the state, so
thank
we
you,
don't
George.
need anything to ruin our reputations up here.
Absolutely, and I'll make sure that our employees know about it also so that they can advise people when they call in.
Right, yeah, because now they got the link that says validate your COVID-19 status here. Okay, give me all your information.
Yeah, they're the ones keeping the record. Why do they want
Right,
to
you validate it. Right, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So, okay, well, thank you very much, and
thanks
you guys have a
for calling.
wonderful day.
Thank you, George. You too.
got
Be
it,
well.
Yep, bye now.
Something just popped in mind. I was in Jersey, and political ads are rife down there.
Yeah, they are. They are.
I was listening to this one, and it seemed like this one was accusing that it's for county clerk, and it seemed like the county clerk is responsible for the local elections because they kept talking about this one person, the election fraud, and it really seemed like the county clerk, instead of an election commissioner or board of elections, it seemed like it was through the clerk's office.
Yeah, so that's a great point. In a lot of states, the county clerks have different responsibilities, and in many states, they don't oversee the DMV. They do oversee the election process.
Which is odd to me, because an elected official overseeing the election process, that seems a little...
Yeah.
A little hanky.
I know.
But it is New Jersey,
It is Jersey. Another thing that a lot of county clerks throughout the country do is marriage certificates, death certificates. They're done on the county level as opposed to here where it's on the local town or city clerk level. So, which is very interesting. Yeah. So I do, well, Jersey is Jersey, right?
Yeah.
Can't say much more than that. But yeah, I do believe.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was like, what? I was like, that sounds like there's too much room for hanky-panky with an elected official being in charge of elections.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, it's a great point. A
'Cause
lot
here
of
it's independent. I mean, right?
Yeah,
the election
two commissioners, one
there's-
appointed by the Democrats, one appointed
yeah,
by the Republicans.
yeah, it's a ongoing job. It's not doesn't go election to election, whatever. So
Right. Yeah, it's appointment
yeah,
process.
Interesting.
Are
Yeah.
some county clerks appointed rather than elected in different places in the country?
I'm sorry. Jim.
County clerks appointed as opposed to elected, or
Are some appointed rather than elected in different
Yes,
parts of the
a
country?
matter of fact, in New York City, in the 5 boroughs, those county clerks are appointed for life.
Wow.
That's the job to get, right? They are appointed for life. So your New York City county clerk, your Bronx county clerk, yeah, they're appointed for life. So yes, there are, even in New York State, there's county clerks that are appointed. So yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, how each state things, and some states don't have counties. They, there's no political subdivision of a county.
Louisiana is parishes, isn't it?
Right, Louisiana is
Yes, right?
parishes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
So very interesting. Yeah.
well, every state's states' rights. Strong
States'
states.
rights. Absolutely.
The traditional Republicans were strong states' rights. Less federal government intervention. Stronger states' rights. That brings government to the local. The people, puts more of it in your own
Right.
hands. So.
Yeah, more control, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And you can see from the difference between Texas, New York, California, whatever the case may be, Iowa, how each state.
Oh, yeah. Yep,
Right?
yep.
Yeah. So, but I was going to pull up, since we don't have Dan on the line, and I'm not sure if he's calling in or not. Can we talk a little bit about early voting now and when?
Sure, we can talk about anything. We got an hour and 15 minutes, so we can talk about whatever.
There you go. So early voting starts on October 23rd and goes to October 31st. Now, so let's see. Let me just pull this up. Here are the dates and times. So Saturday and Sunday, October 23rd and 24th, it's 10 to 3. And then on Monday, October 25th, it's 9 to 5. And Tuesday, I don't know if, write this down if you're thinking of one day that you can go, October 26th, it's 12 to 8. And on Wednesday, October 27th, it's 9 to 5. So an easy way to remember is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are 9 to 5, and Tuesday and Thursday are 12 to 8, and then the weekend hours are 10 to 3.
That's cool.
And there's 2 weekends in between. So you have
Yeah.
the 23rd and the 24th, and the 30th and 31st, and they're 10 to 3. And then Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 to 3, and Tuesday and Thursday, 9 to 5.
Now, do you know where the polling places are?
Yeah, so let's take a look at that. So the polling places are American Legion on Mountain Road in Shokan. Midtown Neighborhood Center here in Kingston on Broadway. The Ellenville Public Library, 40 Center Street in Ellenville. SUNY Newport Student Union on the SUNY campus. In Marlborough, it's at the Marlborough Town Hall. And in Saugerties, it's at the Saugerties Senior Center. So there's 6 polling places that are available for people to go for early voting.
We got the west, the north, the south, the central, the southeast.
Right.
All over the county.
Yes.
Oh, you go from Marlborough to Shokan.
It's
how Ulster County is crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, whatever. But when you think about the, and then the whole Denning thing. You got to go to, leave the county to get back in. But it's crazy.
It is. It is.
How big it is.
Yeah.
Well, Warsing,
Wardenburg.
the southeast corner or the southwest corner. What's that, Napanock or whatever down there?
Yes.
Or all the way up to.
Haven't we heard?
Malden.
Haven't we heard from a few other hosts that Ulster County is about the size of Rhode Island?
Yes, it is.
More roads.
Yes.
More miles. Yeah,
absolutely.
But just the size of it. You think from Malden, right, up north to the lighthouse in Saugerties down to
Marlborough, over to Ellenville, and to get from Ellenville over to the other side, you have to go across the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a huge county.
Yeah, exactly. You go from New Paltz up and over the mountain.
Yeah, to get to the other side. I've done that quite a few times. Not too much fun in the winter, but it all works. So they really have spread out the polling places. I mean, you go from Shokan to Kingston, Ellenville, New Paltz, Marlborough, and Saugerties. So if you're not able to vote on Election Day, you have plenty of opportunity to vote between October 23rd and October 31st. And you still can get an absentee ballot. Let me just see if I can give you the deadlines on the absentee ballots. So absentee ballots are available from the Board of Elections, which is up on Wall Street here in Kingston. And let's see here if I can find...
Can you walk in and get an absentee ballot? Or
You
Have
can.
to be by mail? Okay.
Well, you can walk in, fill out the application, and get the absentee.
okay.
You have to fill out an application to get an absentee ballot.
Okay.
But I'm not seeing here on the website for a minute. Now let's talk about this too. I'll find the absentee ballots. So there's some proposals on the back of the ballot.
these are
So
always
make
confusing.
sure you flip over the ballot when you go in to vote, okay? Proposal 1 is amending the apportionment and redistricting process. Okay? The second proposal is a right to clean air, clean water, and a healthful environment. And the third proposal, so there's 4 proposals. Excuse me. There is 6 proposals.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot. So let's talk about each one separately. So the one that wants to amend the redistricting, say that word,
Redistricting. I believe you have a
process.
phone. I believe you have a caller. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning. This is Carl Weldon, your voice from the
Hey, Carl, how are you?
There's a blast from the past.
Wonderful, well, and good. I'm on my way to a film shoot in Woodstock. I was listening in, and it was really nice to hear both your voices. But I wanted to call in with a little event listing, if that's all right.
Absolutely.
Sure.
The Rosendale Public Library is hosting a spooky story time for all ages. Not, it's not just young and old and whatever. It's going to be at the Widow Jane Mine, the Century House Historic Site, on Saturday, October 30th at 11 a.m. So whether you or any young people in your life want to hear some, spooky stories, again, geared towards the story time crowd, but I will be accompanying them on thereman.
Ooh, that's a spooky.
That is.
Wow.
That's excellent,
Yeah,
Carl.
so
Excellent.
One of our staff and our director will be telling the tales, and I will give atmospheric accompaniment on the
theremin. That's
so
cool.
That's the deal.
Now,
And again, it's in the booming metropolis of Rosendale, October 30th, 11 a.m.
Is this going to be in the cave?
It might be on the property. Might
Okay.
not be in the cave proper, but everyone's welcome to stop in the cave and have that experience.
Yeah.
as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
But if you want more information, you can go to the Rosendale Library's website or Facebook page, or give them a call. Any of those possibilities, and someone will get you in the pipeline for that.
And that's the 30th, Saturday the 30th at 11.
Halloween Eve.
There you go.
Halloween Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, I've got a theremin question for you. Now, how long have you played the theremin?
Since 2001, so 20 years now.
Wow. Did you, is this a homemade one? Did you
No,
this want
This is made by Moog Music in Nashville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
US made gizmo. But
is that how you say it, Moog? I always thought it was Moog.
Later in the evening for older crowds at Unison Arts and Learning Center. I don't know the time for that, but that's a different event.
A theremin? Just another event completely, or a theremin-related event?
I guess they're doing a Halloween thing, and I'm playing theremin, and my colleague of mine is telling very macabre, visceral stories, not like what we're doing in the morning.
Yeah, a little less child-friendly, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. But if any of our listeners are curious, the theremin is, you're like manipulating electronic fields to make sounds, sort of, right?
It's a capacitance,
by proximity. It's the only instrument you play without touching.
Yeah, and it's completely free form, I guess you could say, right?
There's no valves, no keys, no frets, no strings, no index of where a note is. You're literally pulling music out of thin air.
And positioning.
And everyone's heard it. Yeah. You may not know what that sound was, but I'm sure everyone has heard of this output of a theremin. That's cool.
Indeed. Yeah, if you want me to come on air and make some noise, I'll be happy to.
There you go. Excellent. Cool. Well, can you talk about that film shoot you're going to? Is it Hush Hush, or is it?
I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement, so all I can tell you is I'm headed to a shoot somewhere in Woodstock.
I'm going
to lose reception, so I do have to get rolling.
All right.
Get back on the road.
Thanks for calling in.
As is the proper way for everybody.
Thanks for calling in.
Good to hear your voices.
All right.
And catch you soon. Cheers.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Take care, Carl.
I see Carl is occasionally posts some stuff on Facebook, I guess it is, and went to an action shot. He was on the ground holding a mic with all this sound, I don't want to say harness, gear on him, and it's like, wow, this is a full on.
Yeah, he's
I
major.
was gonna say camera shoot, but it was a camera shoot. But he's the sound guy. Yeah, it's cool stuff.
It is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, full on, Hollywood stuff. That's what you need.
Which is really cool. So, Cameron, I just want to get back 1 second, and you can go on the Ulster County Board of Elections website to look at any of these proposals. But the first proposal is a constitutional amendment, and it would freeze the number of state senators at 63. It's going to change how they draw the lines for the congressional and state legislative districts. It's going to delete certain provisions that violate the United States Constitution and so forth. So go on the website, read these amendments. The next one is a right to clean air, clean water, and a healthful environment. And basically, it's a proposed amendment to Article 1 of the New York Constitution, and would establish the right of each citizen and person to clean air and water in a healthful environment, if the proposal passes. Then the other one is going to eliminate the 10-day advanced voter registration requirement. So right now, you have to be registered 10 days prior to the election, and they're going to eliminate that.
To make it immediate, or?
You could register immediately.
Oh,
so,
okay.
You could vote less than 10 days before the election. So if you register the day before the election, you can vote. Right now, you have to register 10 days before. It's going to, Proposal 4 will change the absentee ballot voting. So they'll, right now, you have to have an excuse. It has to be because you're out of town, because you're sick, you're unable to go to the voting polling places. This will actually delete from the current provision that an absentee ballot, you must have a reason. It'll be a no excuse. You can just do it for, you want to do an absentee ballot, you can do an absentee ballot.
Or whatever, yeah.
Right. And then Proposal 5, this one really doesn't affect us, but it increases the jurisdiction of the New York City civil courts, and it moves it up to $50,000 from, I believe it was $25,000 for the New York City civil courts. And then the last proposal, which might be a little confusing to people, proposal number 6, amends this Ulster County Charter. So right now in the Ulster County Charter, if you have budgeted money in your personnel line and you want to move it into your contractual line, you can do that, and vice versa. They want to restrict that. So if money is your proposed budget or your budget is approved and money is approved for your personnel line, you can't move it into contractual and vice versa. So that would be an amendment to the Ulster County
good,
Charter.
Bad, or just
Well, so there's two schools of thought there. One is if the budget's passed, you have to trust your department heads and your elected officials to utilize the money to the best of their ability. And if they have money in a contractual line but really need personnel for a certain project, whatever, the ability to move that money around is beneficial at times in running your operation. The other side of the coin, or the other argument, is the legislators approve money for personnel and they approve money for your contractual expenses, and they feel that those monies are being approved for those reasons, and therefore they should not be moved from one to the other, and you should budget and know what you need throughout the year without having to move that money. So as a department,
reasonable arguments.
As an elected official and as a department head, I think we should be able to, if we get our budget and we have our money approved, if we need to move that money in one direction or another, we should have the ability to be able to do that, to run our departments as efficiently and to the best of our ability. But
if you don't change the bottom line, absolutely.
Right.
I think that flexibility is required. Like in 2018, when you're doing a 2019 budget, did you expect the pandemic to hit?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly correct. There's unforeseen circumstances that come up
absolutely.
and things.
And in business and government, well, government is a business, biggest business in the country. You gotta have some flexibility.
Right.
You can't be super rigid. So,
now, but that proposal's on there.
Proposal, I bet, is that a response to the census?
I believe so.
Because the inaccuracy of people reluctant to, for whatever stupid reason, people didn't want to be counted or whatever. It's going to come back and bite us in the butt because New York State's losing representation.
Yeah,
which means now each representative has to have a bigger
district,
to allot for equitable distribution of the population, whatever. Which just complicates things. It's going to reduce the effectiveness of our government. So,
yes.
Shame on you people who did not cooperate with the census. Now it's coming back to get us. So
yeah, absolutely. So that's why it's so important. Flip that ballot over and and go on to the Ulster County Board of Elections website, and you can read each of these proposals in depth. I mean, I'm just giving you a quick synopsis of what they're about. And if you live in Marlborough, New Paltz, in the town or village, Olive or Shandaken, or the town of Ulster or Woodstock, there's all propositions affecting each of those towns.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So I won't go over each one of them, but there's local ones that affect each one of those towns. So please, again, do that.
Yeah.
We have a caller.
Yeah. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Cam and Nina. Tony Marmo here. How are you both?
Good, Tony. How are you?
Tony, you're still alive and well. Tony worked and worked and worked for the past 2 weeks. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a great day. It really was. Despite the weather, which was threatening, but really never broke through. I mean, we were fortunate with the weather that day for sure, and the crowd was just fantastic. I mean, one of the biggest ones we've ever had, which I think is fitting. For the post-pandemic world. People want to come out and do things and be with others, and it was a great day for Kingston and Ulster County and certainly the Italians. So thank you, Nina, for all the work you put in on the sponsorships. We had a record year there too.
You did.
So it was really good. I wanted to just get off the festival just for a second. There's a dizzying amount of propositions this year, it sounds like. I didn't know that. Thank you, Nina, and Cam for mentioning that. That's like 5 or 6 propositions, and we need to keep talking about that so that people take the time to read them. instead of getting into the booth and reading them then, or wherever you are, not the booth anymore.
Yeah.
And Nina, I want to support, I'll tell you my feeling as a business owner, you do need flexibility. So I just think that, when I look at that and it's restricted, I'm thinking, okay, well, if I'm going to benefit the taxpayers in the county by making a switch, then I should be able to do that to the best of my ability, So
Thank you, Tony.
that's department head. That's what I would say.
I appreciate that. And you bring up a really good point. Go on the Board of Elections website and read these propositions, because even if you look at it when you flip the ballot over, they're very small, short explanations. You really should understand what you're voting for and the impact. And a couple of them really amend our state constitution, so it's really important that you know what you're voting for.
Yeah, there should be a restriction. There should be something to vote on to say how many of these you can put out in 1 year.
Yes, you're right. You're right, Tony.
There's like 6 of them. Are you kidding me? And then some years we get nothing. Most years we get nothing. So it's kind of interesting. But, that's the democratic process, and people need to educate themselves. So, thanks for raising that, Nina, and thanks to the two of you again for all you do for KCR.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, same here, Tony. Goes right back at you.
Congratulations on a successful Sunday. So,
Yeah. I'll tell you, the entertainment camp. I'm sorry to interrupt. The entertainment was just amazing, right to the end when Michael Dell had all kinds of people out there dancing, and the fire breather guy was amazing in the dark. I mean, it was just a great night.
That's cool.
It was. It really was. Yeah, thank you to you. And I mean, really, the whole team. But Tony worked day and night, and Anna Bratt, who was the chair, the two of them really, I had to say, nonstop. So many people, right, Tony, to mention?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Many, many, many. I can tell you the kids from the Bruderhof were there with me at 7 o'clock, or I got there about 6:30. They got there at 7 o'clock. We didn't leave until 9:30.
Wow.
And so they, it was a long day. And amazingly, I woke up in one piece. I'm not sure how that happened.
I don't know. I saw you lugging chairs at one point at like 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know how he isn't dropping at this point.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you recall the name of the spaghetti eating contest winner?
No, I'm sorry, I didn't, but I know he ate about 2 pounds of spaghetti in about 5 or 6 minutes. Leanne was in the contest, and I think she looked over, and this guy was like a Electrolux. He was like a vacuum cleaner.
Wow.
And I think she said, okay, I'm not winning this one. This is too much. But no, I don't. But that was an amazing feat. There was not much spaghetti left out of 3 pounds, I got to tell you.
Wow, that's a
lot of spaghetti.
That is a big old bowl. Yeah, well, I hope that guy has no indigestion anymore. So.
I'm sure not. And thanks to Deb and Anthony Tampone, they started that whole tradition, and it's a big crowd pleaser. It's amazing. I think there's people are gonna start working out in advance so they can get in there and win that. All right, folks. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks for calling, Tony.
Thank you,
That's
Tony.
great.
Thank you,
All the
Tony.
best. Bye.
All right, Dan, why don't you bring us to the break?
Thank you, Nina and Cameron. Yes, you're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. It's 8 o'clock, and we're just a little bit late with the break. No problem there. Tuesday, October 12th, and it's 52 degrees here in Uptown Kingston. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, 1099 Morton Boulevard in Kingston, and many other locations. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, this is Tony Marmo from Norman Staffing, and we've been bringing together employers and job seekers since 1980. If you're an employer and have job vacancies, let Norman Staffing help fill them with permanent or temporary workers. We screen, interview, and recommend the best candidates for your company. We make the employment process easier and faster for you. Please call Norman Staffing for your employment needs at 338-9111, 338-9111, or normanstaffing.com.
wonder who that is, honey.
Hugs with family.
Grandma and Grandpa's here!
Get over here.
Getting back to the moments we miss starts with getting informed.
I miss you so much, Grandpa.
Get the latest info about COVID-19 vaccines at getvaccineanswers.org. It's up to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Dina Roy from Hurley, and I support the Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And we're back and ready for our birthdays and everything. A little bit about the weather, and we're going to have some partly cloudy skies today with a slight chance of rain. High of 74 and a low of 56 tonight. And high of 74 tomorrow, mainly cloudy, and a few clouds from time to time Thursday night. And there we go. Let's back up a little bit. And today is going to be a mix of clouds and sun, 73. And Tuesday night, a few passing clouds. And this upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Robert Baum Realty. Robert Baum Commercial Realty, located at 79 St. James Street, Kingston, New York. Visit rgbaum.com for more information. And let's get back to the on-air studio for all our excitements. Welcome back.
And it's time for birthdays.
It is.
So
It's that
today, the Boyce Brother Dairy Milk House at 62 O'Neill Street, sponsor of our daily cow pie birthday giveaway. For today, we only have one birthday person today.
100% chance of rain. 100%
chance of winning.
Yeah,
So
winning,
October 12th, right? October 12th. Oh, yeah. Wow. Time flies. Roy Zeeb, congratulations.
Happy birthday, Roy.
Roy is happy birthday, loyal listener. A very happy birthday. Yeah, we got this in on email. So thank you, Roy. Thanks for listening. Congratulations. Go see the fine folks at the Milk House at 62 O'Neill Street. Tell them you are the My KCR Cow Pie winner and claim your prize and share it.
And I had to give a shout out to my son Drew, whose birthday is Saturday.
Wow.
He'll be 31 years old, so happy birthday to Drew.
Impossible.
Impossible.
Yeah,
How did that happen, Karen?
Maybe 21 at most. Come on.
I don't know how that happened.
That's
but
good. Good for him.
Yeah. So happy birthday, Drew.
And he's in Connecticut, right?
He's in Connecticut.
That's
yes.
not too far away.
No.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, he's close.
It's
Yeah.
nice that
2 hours. Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
far enough.
great,
You
yes.
can't drop in and surprise
No,
them.
I can't say.
You can
Coming over for dinner tonight.
Come over and visit. There you go. Exactly.
That's for sure. Oh gosh. But anyway, so please send in your birthdays. We love to give away the cow pie, and we like to acknowledge your birthday. So Cameron, you're looking.
That's right. You can
How
mail
can we
them
do
in.
that?
P.O. Box 4364, Kingston, New York 12402, or you can call. Just whatever. Call.
Email at KCR.
MyKCR.org.
No, yeah, you can. I think maybe KCR921 at gmail.com.
Oh, there you go. Okay, there you go. Send them on in.
Send them in. So we acknowledge your birthday.
So Carl Brown is normally our guest today. Unfortunately, he texted the other day and last minute cancellation. So hoping everything's okay.
And we're hoping that you call in, our listeners out there, 331-92.
19255. Stump us with trivia or something.
That's
tell
right.
us a
A
joke.
lot going on. If you know of an event or anything
Yeah.
like that,
Well, we can touch
chime
base.
in.
We can recap a little bit. Sorry to be redundant if you've been listening since 7, but if you're just tuning in, a lot going on. Upcoming, Kiwanis Capers are next week.
That's right.
Rehearsals start Sunday. Next Thursday, Friday, Saturday is the show. It's at 21, 22, 23. Their shows are at Bailey at 7 o'clock. Steve Klein is the writer and director, and if anyone knows Steve Klein, there's going to be some a little bit of blue humor in there.
Absolutely.
Some wordplay, some puns. Steve is an incredibly clever guy.
Yes, amazing.
Funny guy. and it's a God Brother. It's an alternate reality of what would have happened to the Godfather if Fredo was the man. So, of course, a lot of local celebrities, and I got a bit part. I'm in the dance scenes, of which we have a rehearsal tonight. So,
You're jumping ahead a little bit. Usually, it's just the week
usually
of, right?
but do you know Jody Amato?
I do.
Jody, since she's a relative, in a few years, but since she's been, Steve has engaged her to be our dance coach. So since she's gotten involved, she's professional. So she's the one who's driven the couple previous, get some practices in before the practices. So.
Right.
So yeah, she's the choreographer and dance coach. So we'll see. 6:00 tonight. I'm in her capable hands.
All right.
It's all about the counting, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It is.
It is. It's all about the counting.
Yeah,
so I'm not that good of a dancer, but my husband, Dwayne, is a pretty good dancer.
Cut the rug?
He cut the rug. And when we first started to go out, get very agitated when we get on the dance floor. Next thing I know, he's dancing by himself. He's like, no, this is hopeless. So finally, he started doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, and it really does work. Now we have a little rhythm now. After 40 years, it comes together. But
dance at a wedding or two now.
Yeah. But I do have to say that's really true. You have to count that in your head, and it works.
The things with the beats, if you're doing little shimmies to the left, you got to count. Then the shimmies to the right, you got to count. I've done a couple dances to Temptation songs, and they were all about the timing because they were. You see those old videos of Temptations, singing, dance, twirling.
Yeah. They were
right on, man. Those guys were sharp. A lot of practice.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like hey, when you go to Radio City Music Hall and you watch the Rockettes. Oh my gosh! I mean,
perfect.
It's just
40 people in a row doing exactly the same thing at exactly the same time.
The one where they all fall over.
You're going to do that during the Kiwanis Capers, right?
Oh
exactly that, right?
Yeah. If everyone is in sync, it is purely by chance. I mean, it's
not meant to be
by design, but it's certainly by chance.
Temptations, from that era. There at the Hitsville, they had a choreographer.
Oh, did they? Oh,
yeah, they did.
I bet that was a huge part of their act. Not just the Temps, but all sorts of other acts and the Chai Lights and the whatever.
Yeah.
It looked cool. That was the way. I mean, dancing was big back then. That was part of society.
I love Dancing with the Stars. Do you watch Dancing with the Stars? I love Dancing with the Stars.
Did you do that for the county?
Oh, I was a judge.
Okay.
I was a judge.
I know.
Never got on the dance floor.
United Way, they did that for several years, and they've had all sorts of
that's a lot.
Leaders
that's a
and
great event. So much fun. I think the year I did it, Tony Morma was a judge. Elliot Orbach was a judge. Elliot was great.
I could see Tony and Leanne cutting a rug.
He was a judge, but I can see them doing that. Yes,
I can imagine it. I've never seen them cut the rug, but I can imagine them doing it.
And Christine Hine did it one year with Mike.
I bet you're good. Mike's an athletic guy. Christine's got good rhythm. That was probably fun.
So it is. It's a great event, and obviously with the pandemic last year, they weren't able to do it. But I look forward to it coming back.
Revive it, I hope.
That's a brainchild idea of Stacy Rylance.
Stacey?
I mean, yes, I was involved at the time when she came up with that idea, and what a tremendous thing to pull in the community and everybody. And it is. It's a Dancing with the Stars night in Ulster County.
What were the benefactors of the? What were the recipients of the funds?
Well, it was United Way.
United Way. It was raised money for the United Way organization as a whole. Yeah.
And they fund
just
about everything.
Yes.
To a degree.
Yeah, they do. They do. They do wonderful work.
I was involved in the United Way. I was on the board for a number of years, and way back when.
Were you?
I think right when Stacy came aboard. Cal Cunningham, was he?
Cal Cunningham was very involved. Yes, with United Way. He might have been. He definitely was on the board. That's for sure.
I was on the board just after Stacy got here. As I recall.
Yeah, that's a long time because Stacy's been here.
It was '90s. Mid-90s. I think I got off the board in '96, and I was 6 years, 2 3-year terms I did, I think. So it was '90.
Yeah.
So, a while ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Scary long time ago.
I know it is, right? You look back and you think,
I
yeah, how time goes, that's for sure. Absolutely. I'm glad to see that the school year, I don't want to jinx anyone, but the school year seems to be going well.
Yeah.
I think students, parents, everyone's happy to be back at school. And they have really mastered the safety issues and the precautions and so forth. And I'm glad to see that. And I'm happy. And I know it's been difficult for the teachers, getting the kids back into the classrooms and
A lot of work.
incorporating, all the changes that had to be done to accommodate the pandemic and the rules and the requirements and everything. So I know you're no longer a parent of a school-age child,
no,
but
no.
neither am
Good to
I.
hear
But
that it's going well. My nephew's still in school. My sister's son is still in school. He's junior. So.
and that's going well,
He
right?
won, that little son of a gun, won the Wiltwick Junior Club Championship a couple
Oh,
weeks ago.
congratulations to him.
Madelinsky, yeah.
That's
good,
wonderful. Good for him.
Yeah.
So he enjoys golfing. And
yeah.
his mentor or teacher is your father, right?
Yes, the impetus of it all.
grandfather.
But now I think
He's moved on.
The student has surpassed the master. God, hey, believe me, I'm sure my father's super
Very happy about that.
Yeah,
That's
please,
every
go
teacher's,
next
yeah.
level. But yeah, kid's got like a 8-9 single-digit handicap, and he was literally. I think he played golf every single day this summer. So
Well, yeah,
loves
see,
it.
it
God
goes to
bless him.
show. Right? It makes a difference.
Absolutely.
It makes a huge difference.
And he's athletic. I mean, he's a really good drummer. He's been playing, he's like a jazz drummer. He's going to, he's had like formal education in jazz drumming. So he's got incredible coordination. And swimmer, soccer player, and he's played like every sport. And he's just tall, athletic, God bless him. Tall and skinny.
great.
His father,
Yeah, it takes it.
was tall and slender, and God bless him. He's got the perfect physique for golf, and good hand-eye coordination. So
It all comes together.
Yeah,
Good for him.
the odds of a golfer from New York State ascending and becoming like tour pro is a little slim.
But if he goes to school down in Florida.
But
or
yeah,
something.
unfortunately, you got to go to the schools and the mentoring and the constant Florida, Arizona, somewhere.
Yeah.
Same as baseball too, like
Yes, baseball's
Northeast
the same.
athletes, Ohio, New York football players, basketball players.
Yeah, good point.
A
Yeah,
lot,
absolutely.
not a lot, but it's not not uncommon. But those quote unquote warm, year round warm weather sports.
It makes a
that,
huge difference.
It makes a big
When you can play
difference.
golf all year round.
All year round, yeah.
Yeah.
That 3 months off, 4 months off, stymies you.
It does. It does. It makes it difficult. Oh, congratulations. That's
Yeah,
great.
it was good.
Good for him. I love to read the sports page to see all the local student
Yeah.
athletes, reading about the kids. And
I'm dying to go out there. I want to say the young man's name is Kai, I want to say. Young guy, he looks up to, he looks up to Vlad, great, kid. But Kai, I can't recall his name. His parents own the, I want to say I don't want to say Chinese restaurant. It's like an Asian fusion restaurant. That's where the old Student Prince is.
Oh,
out in
yeah.
Stone Ridge.
Yeah, I remember
Which is
Student
supposed to be like
Oh, really?
really, really good. Like so good that like people that don't care for Asian cooking like the food there. I guess it's not
wow.
heavy oil.
Yeah.
Americanized Chinese food is not like real
Asian.
what they eat in Beijing. You know what I mean?
Right.
They eat much healthier. Here everything is sautéed in oil and salt, and there,
Right.
real Asian cooking is extremely simple. That's why it's cut so small, so we can cook it fast. It preserves flavor and the palates. Fish. Fish stocks and.
Yeah, when it's chopped, it's more flavorful. It can
it
be.
cooks faster.
Yeah,
Less
and it can
fuel,
be more
easy to
flavorful
cook.
too. Yeah. Mhm.
Keeps the nutrients, rather than like boiling the carrots. They just fry them quick. Keeps the nutrients intact. They look better, which is something that I kind of strive for. Like Italian food, I love Italian food. Go Stella's, Savona's, Little Italy. But I've never been to Italy. Is that what it's really like in Rome or Naples or Milan?
It all depends on what part of Italy you
Yes,
go to.
yeah, it's all
Because
different.
Northern
I've only
Italy
been in
is hugely different than
Yeah.
Southern Italy.
Yeah,
Tuscany.
Yeah, they don't eat asabuco in Sicily. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and like China, we eat Chinese food here. Like China's too far. I really don't want to go to China, but experiencing ethnic food in its own country, like Spanish food, Mexican food. Yeah. Casavilla, is that what it tastes like in in a cafe in Mexico? You know what I mean? That's to me that's like a bucket list to be able to travel to.
Well, you can go to a French restaurant in Kingston that is
absolutely.
And I think it's just like when I was in France.
Authentic
okay, there you go. So
Parisian bistro.
Exactly like I was in France.
Parisian bistro, right there.
Well,
in Kingston.
yes, the owner, half the staff is from France, right? So, but what you just said, like if you had a dish here on Jean-Jacques, or if you were in Paris and it was similar, then that's cool. To me, that's like
it really
right
was.
on.
Yes,
it is absolutely right on.
If you didn't know,
Yeah,
you would feel
exactly.
you were in a restaurant in France. I think
that's cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
And we've got a couple. I mean, we've got a couple like that. I mean. No, I can't speak for all the other restaurants around here, but I think that a lot strive for authentic cultural fare.
which is great, but you never know. But like when JJ and Stefan and Francois start yelling at each other in French.
Yeah, you really
might
feel
as well
you're
be in Paris.
You know you are there.
Exactly. Talking about you and you don't know it.
And the name of that restaurant in Stone Ridge is Asia.
Okay.
Asia restaurant.
ASIA, like
just like the country, Asia, the continent. Yeah, yeah. Chinese, sushi, and Thai.
Ah, Thai too. That's like
Thai's. I like Thai.
Thai is fabulous.
Yeah.
We've
like
just
Thai.
given a great kudos to Asia in Stone Ridge.
Yeah.
I've got to try it too. 'Cause
yeah,
I love Asian
and the
fusion.
family. I guess the parents are super nice. I never met them.
try that.
This is all secondhand through my sister and my nephew.
Love
but
miso in Midtown.
Yes.
On Albany Avenue is Asian fusion.
They're really
basically.
good too, but that
Awesomely.
location is
Doesn't matter.
not
but
so inviting.
but the food is great.
Yeah, that's all it counts.
And it's a nice
absolutely.
interior. It's a nice little community that runs it.
My daughter went to
that's
an
Asian
Indian
fusion, too.
restaurant this past weekend over in Rhinebeck,
That's supposed to be-
Cinnamons, and she loved
Is
it.
it?
Yes, she loved it.
Oh, that's right on
you had
one of
to
the
like,
main streets. That's on
Indian
Market,
food.
right? That's on Market Street.
And there's a place in Red Hook too, I believe. Red Hook or Rhinebeck?
Rhinebeck.
Okay.
Just
There's a
because
place
you
in
go right
Red
past
Hook,
the
I
Petit Bistro.
Yep.
Yep.
Because that's Indian. I mean, that's another Indian food, like the from seafood. The Indian coast, it's all seafood to, the mountains where they're eating everything. Indian cuisine is extremely varied, which I know so little about.
Me too. And the spices that they use, very distinctive,
Yeah.
and the flavors that they combine.
I would like to,
They say it's an excellent, if you like Indian food.
I mean, there's a
it's
billion people
excellent.
living there. They're doing something right.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
But there's another, Teresa Joseph, who's a childhood friend. She was she posted something about an Indian restaurant somewhere, and he was like, "This is as good as I remember Mom making it.
Okay.
Grandma making it."
Yeah.
Whatever, so.
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to.
It's
learn
nice to
more
try
about-
all different
Yeah, I would love to learn
types
more
of
about Indian food.
And you're right, Cameron. The question is, how authentic is it? Are they
Yeah.
trying to, copy something, or is this really authentic Indian food?
Yeah.
So, or French food, or whatever.
Or,
the case
cooking
may
to
be.
what they think American palate can handle.
Yeah, that's true too.
Because
Yeah.
spice, that's what.
Oh, the
which is
wonderful
cool.
curries and things like that. Indian food, really is based on those breads. Those breads are amazing. Those puff breads.
Yeah, the naan. And there's
they're
filled
amazing.
breads. Yeah, of all sorts. Yeah,
Mhm.
I want to learn more. I got to learn more, which is cool stuff.
Now, do you cook us are you I don't know, let me think here, would you cook Indian food, or would you
I
cook
absolutely
Thai
do. I would.
food?
But I bought there's sauce jars of sauce mix, tikka masala,
Yes.
which is more English than Indian because of the history. But they eat yeah, like that. But I've never made anything from scratch. So you saute the chicken and vegetables, you add the prepared sauce, cook the rice, whatever. But I've never sought out a authentic recipe, I guess, and made it from scratch.
Yeah, I always thought that would be
I should
interesting. Yeah.
look into that, but.
Yeah, it's like I always say when I make homemade pasta, when I never do it, but I would like to try the homemade pasta, like
Such
my
a
grandmother
different-
used to
I
do,
love-
back when I was little.
I buy it, like the.
Yes, right, yeah,
grocery store, yeah.
right, yeah. But anyway, so many restaurants anymore to choose from throughout Ulster County. It's absolutely amazing. Great website to go on is Ulster County Alive. The tourism department puts it out and updates and so forth. And it has almost every restaurant that's in Ulster County and a little explanation, the type of food. You can click on it, get to the website, their menus and so forth. So Ulster County Live. It also has things like to do in Ulster County and sites to see and so forth. But it has a really great restaurant section to it. So
yeah, I was a week or so ago, a couple weeks ago, I went to. I alternate. I wear the same shoes, like these Keen work boots. You know, I've been wearing them for like 5 years. The arch support's good and everything. Yeah. And I alternate
You're
between.
on your feet all day, so.
I alternate between Montano's and Kenco, buying them.
Okay.
And whenever I go to Montano's, I try to stop at that brine barrel, the pickle barrel.
Oh yeah,
I love pickles.
Yep.
They were closed last time I went. It was like I don't know why. It might have been a little early, or it was a Tuesday, or it was an off day. But I parked like heck because that's on the hill. Montano's out. I parked halfway between. Went to Montano's, got my stuff, put my shoes in the car, walked down the hill to the pickle place, grabbed the front door. I looked up through the glass. It was dark inside. I was like, no! I was so looking forward to. I gotta eat a pickle on the way home. You get a quart. You know, you get some half sours. You get some kosher dills.
That reminds me of.
Well, yeah, and you're looking forward to it.
Like, remember, I was driving up there. Oh, I can have pickle. You know.
Yeah.
Got there. Oh man.
Yeah, there's some awesome restaurants in Saugerties area.
Yes.
Red Onion and
Red Onion.
Rock
Enroll,
the Casbah.
the Italian place.
Rock the Casbah makes an insane cuisine.
What?
Where is
I'm
this?
sorry, I missed.
It's right there at Partition and Maine.
Oh, the Casbah. Yeah,
The Casbah.
I saw that.
They are making some amazing food.
What style of food?
No, it's kind of like American. American. Just creative American
That's
food.
cool.
It's crazy.
Huh.
It's really good.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff.
There
The
is.
people that bought the Dutch, I guess, have really changed it
yeah.
around. And I haven't been in there in like 10 years since it was like.
It's really yes.
Yeah,
I've been
but
up there.
updated the
Yeah.
cuisine and everything, and it's happening. So that's great.
Yeah, it is. It's wonderful.
Eat your way
so
across.
many
And
opportunities.
then Elliot talks about this. Aroma Time in
Ellenville.
Ellenville's famous, but
yes,
you can eat your way across Ulster County.
You can.
That's actually a good idea. Restaurant tour. Booklet, checklist or something like that.
Yeah, like they do with the wineries, the trails.
Yeah, the wine
and-
trail. The wine trail or something?
Christine. I can't remember exactly the name of it, but Christine has been involved with Christine Hine. I'm sorry, has been involved with a restaurant tour of Kingston.
Yes.
And that
As
was
a
always
fundraiser for People's
that
Place,
was always
yes.
very very nice.
Yeah, it was like cocktails and tapas or something.
Yes.
Like,
Small bites,
hors d'oeuvres.
yeah,
small bites, yeah.
Yeah.
But they also, which would be a great prize to win, that contest, you get like, it's like 10 restaurants, you get like a $50 gift certificate.
Yes, she does that every year. That's a really great one.
I would love to win that. Because
Yes.
There's like 10 restaurants and they're like good,
Yes.
good value of gift certificate, worthwhile.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So look at that. We managed to chew through a half hour.
How about that?
So hopefully, Sue
Talking
Koppenhaver,
about
Sue, if you're listening, I hope you're on your way. Please.
Yes,
Please.
yes.
You're on your way.
Yes.
I don't think I have her number. I don't know. She can call in. Even if she's driving here, she can call in.
That's right.
But,
yeah, and she has so much to tell us with the Office of the Aging. So hopefully.
and there's there's a lot of stuff coming out with that. Speaking of, come on in. With insurances and end of year taxes coming up, there's a whole bunch of stuff coming on. But,
so we'll have a update of everything that's going on at the Office of the Aging. Yes,
Is
we're
Sue
looking
coming
forward
here?
to that.
Hopefully, if not, you got the spotlight. So
Yeah.
she should be.
She should.
She actually told me, I asked for the address, and she told me 82 John Street.
Oh,
that's the old address,
So I
right?
went.
Oh, well.
And it's a bookstore.
You're here on time. Yes,
Yes.
you're here on time.
I remember the big parking lot.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, this was the motorcycle dealership way back when, and it was
We were
the
here.
county was here.
We were here. I remember when they moved us out of the county building, the motor vehicle and the county clerk's office and the treasurer were here for 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
3
was all
years.
the asbestos abatement in
Right.
the county building. Yeah.
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 Big building.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. The spa in front's big, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of stuff. So
Yes.
we were about at the bottom of the hour, and we will be back with at least one representative
From the Office of the Aging.
But hopefully Sue will be joining us. I know she's got a little bit of a drive, so she should be here. So Dan, why don't we take it to break?
Thank you, Nina Postupack and Cameron Rylance. And you're listening to Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. It's Tuesday, October 12th, 52 degrees right now here in Uptown Kingston. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio has been brought to you by Robert Baum Commercial Realty, located at 79 St. James Street, Kingston, New York. Visit rgbaum.com, rgbaum.com for more information. Great peeps. And we'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, this is Tony Marmo from Norman Staffing, and we've been bringing together employers and job seekers since 1980. If you're an employer and have job vacancies, let Norman Staffing help fill them with permanent or temporary workers. We screen, interview, and recommend the best candidates for your company. We make the employment process easier and faster for you. Please call Norman Staffing for your employment needs at 338-9111, 338-9111, or normanstaffing.com.
I wonder who that is, honey.
Hugs with family.
Grandma and Grandpa's here!
Get over here.
Getting back to the moments we miss starts with getting informed.
I miss you so much, Grandpa.
Get the latest info about COVID-19 vaccines at getvaccineanswers.org. It's up to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Eleanor Arrow from the town of Ulster, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And we're back. Thank you for being with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, WGHQ 920 on your AM dial, 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. Your phone number is 331-9255. 331-9255, 845-331-9255. And this upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Rondout Savings Bank, always working for you and our community with branches in Kingston, West Hurley, and Hyde Park. Also online at rondoutbank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. And just one more time for today, a little update on the weather for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Today, it's a mix of clouds and sun with a high of 73. And Tuesday night, a few passing clouds and a low of 53. Wednesday, it's going to be partly cloudy skies, a slight chance of rain shower, and 74 degrees high. And it's a low of 56 degrees Wednesday night with a few clouds. And Thursday, mainly cloudy, a high of 74. And Thursday night, a few clouds from time to time, and a low of 57. And that's the weather. Let's get back to the on-air studio with Nina Postupack, Cameron Rylance, and our new guests. Welcome back.
And we are back with the bottom of the hour.
Yes, and we're so excited, right?
Right. Sue Koppenhaver, the director of the Office of the Aging, is here, and you brought a guest.
I did. Every year we have open enrollment for Medicare, and starting on Friday, and our guest this morning is Bob Macy, who works in our office and coordinates our whole HICAP program. HICAP meaning health information and insurance counseling.
I
and
can never get it
assistance
either.
I like HICAP.
There you go. HICAP.
It works for me.
HICAP. That is an acronym.
Medicare.
So there you go.
It's a Medicare help program, advice, help with re-enrollment and enrollment.
Mm-hmm.
So, seeing as you have this live forum with tens of thousands of listeners out there,
So.
how can we help them? How can you help them with their medical insurance?
Well, the first thing they have to do is make an appointment. It's not.
Just stay on the microphone.
It's not. It's not walking in, making an appointment. And this year, like last year, we're seeing folks either in person or on the phone. And I was saying before that most of the folks want to come be in person these
Yeah, they
days.
do. Mhm.
Because
I think it's easier for you too, right? If it's in person.
much easier.
Yep. Mhm.
Yep. Because we could give them materials as we're speaking. And we can't do that if people are home. We could either send them, scan them and send them by email, but most folks in this cohort don't really use the computer or are not comfortable with the computer, so we have to mail this up.
Don't even have sometimes, right?
So how do people make appointments?
They call our office, 340-3456, and they ask for the high cap counselor. They want to make an appointment to either enroll or re-enroll in their Medicare. Of course, people enroll all year long. People turn 65 all year long. So Bob's busy and his folks are busy, less so during the year, but they.
So you don't have to wait, so if I turn 65?
No. When you want to re-enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan, or you want to kick out your Advantage plan and re-enroll in traditional Medicare, this is the time of year you have to do that.
Oh, so if I turn 65 in April, I don't have to wait till open enrollment to get in?
No.
Oh, so I thought you had to wait.
No, don't wait. Don't even wait until you're
I'm not near it.
65.
Okay. I'm not near there, but I thought you had to wait until this open
No, this
enrollment.
is a good opportunity to explain that.
Right. The open enrollment is for folks that already have Medicare to make a change. They could change from original Medicare with a supplement. They could change from original Medicare with a supplement to a Medicare Advantage plan. They could change their Medicare Advantage plans. The most popular thing is changing, if necessary, their drug plan. Because what's a good Part D drug plan one year could be a terrible Part D drug plan for them the next year.
Depending on what drugs you take, or prescriptions.
Exactly, yes.
Or
Does that
just
change
because
that
they
much?
changed the plans. Just because.
So in other words, we have a couple of plans that we're getting a lot of calls because they've raised their premium from $15, for instance, one of them, to $51.
Wow, that's a big
that's
change.
a lot.
Yeah.
And if
That's
you're not
quite a
taking
bit.
many medications, it doesn't make sense for you to stay on that expensive plan.
Sure.
So that's why it's very, and how one picks a drug plan is different than any other component of Medicare, because how you pick your plan is based on your medications.
So you
what-
bring them, right?
Or know what they are, at
Bob
least,
suggests, or bring a list or
Bring a
whatever,
list,
so we know what they are. And we know if you're going to take them forever, that's important. Is this going to fluctuate? Is this a one-time thing? Because you don't have an antibiotic on your regular plan list unless you're, prescribed that forever, which is rare. So what are they? Then there's a cool thing, I don't know.
Plan Finder.
My Plan Finder, which is like a kind of a collection, almost like I'm going to say like an Indeed.com. Are you allowed to say stuff like this? It's like an Indeed
don't mind.
gathers
He's got
all
a
the
free
other
plug. They
things,
don't
and
care.
it shows people what they can use.
Huh. 'Cause this affects your wallet, basically. This is all about
Yes.
saving or saving money.
It's especially important for folks that are taking more expensive medications, because when there's not too many, if somebody is taking mostly generic medications, there's not too much of a disparity between the 28 plans. And there's 28 plans that we have to,
28.
28 in New York State.
This is why it's so
Good gosh.
complicated.
Yes.
I know.
So,
It's capitalism, Cameron.
Oh, everyone needs a slice of the pie, right?
yep.
New York State. This is not Jersey, right?
No,
Yeah, not sure.
New York State is actually very senior-friendly, especially with when it comes to Medicare supplements.
Huh.
Medicare supplements are what people get to supplement original Medicare. You can't just have, anymore you can't have original Medicare, because what Medicare doesn't pay for will really hurt you financially. So people get a supplement, and in New York State, we could actually go on the New York State website and by zip code see all the plans and all the prices. In other states, you can't.
Wow.
You'll get a phone number.
Very helpful here.
Yeah.
You know what happens
And
when
I
you...
know in New York State, upstate is way different than downstate, with like rates of reimbursement
Yes.
and it's been a very complicated thing for my company because we have upstate employees and we have Manhattan employees, and they don't want to touch either one.
Yeah.
But Dan says we have a caller. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning. There's something I would like to talk about with about the Medicare. There's a scam call that goes out, and they really are very persistent. And I've had them call me a number of times, and in fact, one day I even hung up, and they called me right back. They try to tell you that they have a new card for you. And even though I try to tell these people, I know you're a scam, you don't get a new card. Medicare does not call you, and they continually call. And I know somebody in my building, because I live in senior housing, about a week and a half ago got scammed by them. So people really got to be careful about that.
That, and we were talking last week at our meeting regarding the television commercials we see all the time regarding Medicare. Those commercials are not necessarily misleading, but
They're not complete.
they're not complete. They say you can get free this, you can get free that. So they're addressing a wide audience, but only a small portion of the people are really going to be eligible for this free. People that have Medicaid, for instance.
Well, you just said capitalism.
Yeah, no, what I'm talking about is they call and say you're going to get a new card.
Yes.
And that's something they try, and they want you to give them your old card number.
Let me just say something in general. When anyone calls you on the phone or emails you and asks you to give your private information, it is not legit. So
No, I
just
know that,
hang
but
up
for
on
some people
them.
who
I
do get
appreciate
scammed,
you
like I said
calling
before,
and letting
somebody
us
in the
know
building where I
about
live,
that.
A week and a half ago, she got the call from them, and she did give them her number out. I know
And a
two
lot
other
of people,
that-
unfortunately, have done that, and people haven't learned that lesson yet.
The federal government, Social Security, Medicare will never ask for your Social Security number or
They should have it already.
They have it already?
They have it.
They
You're
should have it.
right, Cameron.
So, all right, I think we're getting another call. Thank you for calling. We appreciate it. Thanks for listening, and
Have a good day.
yeah, have a good day. All right. Back to you guys.
Yes. So one of the other things that I'd like to kind of explain a little bit, like on a more granular level about Medicare supplemental. When somebody has to go into because I was a nursing home administrator for a long time, so people don't understand how Medicare works in a nursing home. And a lot of the folks we're talking to today may end up even just rehab in nursing homes. So Medicare Part A pays for the first 20 days in a nursing home, completely. 100%. On day 21, you are now responsible for 80% or 20% copay. So they now pay 80% and you pay 20%. That supplemental plan that Bob was talking about will cover that if you have it. If you don't, and the nursing home costs $600 a day, you're paying 80% of $600, or it's 20% of $600. And you have to have your Part D plan in there too. So it's very complicated, which is why people come to Bob and his counselors. That's just one small example.
That's a day.
I know. It adds up very quickly.
That's one day.
$1,000 a year or
Hundreds
whatever.
of dollars,
Yeah.
for a week of nursing home stay past day 20. So, and if you're slow in rehab, or you've got a lot of problems, or you've had a terrible stroke and, rehab is slow, or you've got swallowing issues, which tend not to, if they don't go away quickly or you can't rehab quickly, you're going to be there for a while.
I had a call last week that I really couldn't help because she was in rehab, she was calling from rehab, and she was saying, I need a supplement. I said, well, the supplement's not going to help you right now. Because what happens if you don't get it at the time you should get it, you have to wait for 2 to 6 months because there's pre-existing condition clauses in the supplements. So she was stuck.
Yeah.
She was stuck. She was on a Medicare Advantage plan, but even if she would make the change, she would have had to wait 2 to 6 months. So she was going to hundreds of dollars a day.
Yeah, big bucks
Big money.
on the line.
Yep.
The other thing I wanted to mention that's important is, and this is due to COVID, was the problems people are having in enrolling in Medicare A and B. And you do that through Social Security, not through Medicaid. You enroll in Medicare through Social Security. The problem with Social Security is they're not seeing people right now. So people are having a tough time. They have to we're telling them to make a phone appointment these days. They make a phone appointment 3 weeks down the line, and Social Security enters them into the system and they're enrolled. But they have to wait. And early days of COVID, people were mailing things in, but since there was nobody there,
It actually sat on people's desks.
Yes. I had a lady that waited 2.5 months from the time she got laid off due to COVID. She enrolled in September of last year. She didn't get enrolled in Medicare. They retroactively enrolled her to September, but in essence, she didn't have insurance because she was sitting on somebody's desk.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So it's important to, if you are turning 65, and if you have to enroll in Medicare, do it early and contact Social Security early.
Bob suggests, I've heard you suggest, that people start looking at that about 3 or 4 months before your 65th birthday, too, so you have enough time. I mean, just this example alone would, is a problem, and people call our office all the time. Where's your office? Didn't you usually have a Social Security office? No, we used to, but it's gone, and now it's in Hudson. Poughkeepsie takes phone calls, and I think Hudson and Newburgh might see people in person, but it's really sort of a bad stretch of
Very difficult right now.
difficult for people 65 and over to do this in person. So try to do yourself a favor and do it ahead of time.
Don't procrastinate.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if they have questions or they want to make an appointment, can they do that now? Can they call to make the appointment? Even though open enrollment doesn't start till Friday, they can make their appointments now.
Absolutely. I
Okay.
mean, do it, the earlier the better, because by what's happening, as I was saying before, people want to come to us and have an in-person counseling. We're running out of those appointments.
I was going to say, you can only see so many people a day, with distancing or, whatever.
So, and also in our office, Bob and our lawyer kind of share a space that's big enough to accommodate people with the shields and enough room and the 6 feet and all that. So, on Mondays and Wednesdays, the lawyer's in our office. So she sees people, and I think, Bob has to meet them elsewhere. It's kind of a shifting around of space that we have to do, too. I know you have somebody else who sometimes comes in person, but the other Medicare counselors, some are not in seeing people, and others are out in the community kind of traveling around, seeing people at libraries and meeting them like that. So we do have other people sort of off-site doing this. I don't know, would you say you had 11 or 12 people total?
Counseling, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah,
That's
we-
quite a
we
bit.
need
How
them.
many people do you think you'll counsel this year? Like,
Probably over the course of the year, either phone or in person. It had been well over 2,000 people.
What?
Yeah.
2,000?
Yeah. And during open enrollment, we generally either counsel in person or by phone. Last year was down a little bit. It usually averages around 700 people.
Wow.
In a 7-week period.
That's what I was going to ask. What does it run from? So this Friday is when open enrollment starts, and then
15th through
October 7th?
December 7th.
December 7th. Okay.
So, yeah.
Window of opportunity.
That's your window.
Yeah, by Thanksgiving, before Thanksgiving, we're booked up.
Yeah.
Wow.
So call early.
Call now. Call now, 340-3456.
Call today because this is
Call
not my
today.
because this is
Not your day to be there, right?
not my phone day.
Yeah, somebody else answering. Good. So that's a high cap. So extremely important.
So the other person who sort of spearheads a lot of our Medicare work, Eleanor, I think she's been on the show before. She does Medicare Savings Plan that really applies just for folks who do not qualify for Medicaid but have a pretty low monthly income, and she can save a deductible for them by applying with them and helping them through that process. So she's also someone that folks, I think Bob and her work together to kind of field the phone calls, because sometimes they're more appropriate for Eleanor. They're low-income seniors who can also take advantage of this this other plan. I wish you would explain to them once more, the audience, what's the difference between traditional Medicare and a Medicare Advantage plan. The Advantage plan, it sounds like something different, but it's really just, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I know what I'm talking about after 2 years, finally. It's an insurance product that Medicare pays the insurance company, just like Medicare pays, or Medicaid pays for a Medicaid managed long-term care plan, and then the managed long-term care plan manages someone. Medicare pays the Medicare Advantage plan, they manage the plans. Now, an insurance plan can do whatever they want with that money, but there are restrictions, so that's what I wanted you to.
By law, Medicare Advantage plans have to offer the same
thing.
As Medicare. They have to do it to get the government funding. Traditional we call just Medicare A and B with a supplement, original Medicare with a Part D and a supplement. Medicare pays first in that case, and this is one of the big differences. You can go to any doctor or country in the entire country that takes Medicare, and they have to take your supplement, no matter what it is. Medicare, Medicare Advantage plans, on the other hand, are, as Sue was saying, it's your way of getting Medicare. It's a different way of getting Medicare. So instead of Medicare being the administrator of your health insurance and your health insurance plan program, United Healthcare or MVP or Aetna.
All of those
Because that's what you see advertised.
Correct.
You know,
They all
Advantage
have
plans.
They all have insurance
Yeah.
plans. It's just
For-profit insurance company.
That's right.
Which is repugnant.
And
that's another whole conversation.
Oh, God. That's a...
and here's the thing. Basically, Medicare Advantage plans are the same kind of insurance you have when you're working. They're managed care plans. They're HMOs, they're PPOs, and so they're networks. They're networks, and the big difference that we try to get through to people when they turn 65 is that Medicare Advantage plans are great for you when you're younger, 65, younger cohort, and you're healthier.
Healthy, yeah.
So these plans offer really low premiums, but the co-pays, if things happen, serious things happen, will get you down the line big time. So they're not as financially prudent for you as you get older. You're more vulnerable to.
Yeah.
So that's not the case with supplements.
Which is the importance of counseling.
Exactly.
So we have another caller. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, I have Medicare Advantage, United Healthcare. I went into Tops the other day for a flu shot, and after waiting about 20 minutes or so, they came back and told me that my plan doesn't cover it. Medicare Advantage is my primary, and I couldn't understand why they wouldn't cover it. Is there a reason?
Sounds outlandish.
Yeah, I mean
Flu
it's.
shot.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of an odd thing. That's the problem with Medicare Advantage plans is that even though they have to offer the same basic things, you have the same issues with Medicare Advantage plans that you have with private insurance companies. Prior authorization, denial of claims, dispute of claims. You don't have that with Medicare. Once in 1,000 cases will you have something that Medicare won't pay that you sometimes have the problem with Advantage plans. So, they have, you're dealing with an insurance company that is there to
make money.
Well, they're pushing getting these shots so much and everything, and then you go there and you can't get them. But another question I have is, I was told to get out of the Medicare Advantage plan, so I asked, what kind of a plan do I get? And so the person that explained this to me was quite knowledgeable, and she said, call them and ask for an F plan. And I said, I never even heard of that. I don't even know if they got something like that. She says, yes, they do. And she said the company is paying for this Medicare Advantage, so they're trying to get pay the least amount of money that they can. But this other plan will cover all of your, a lot more than what you're getting right now. So is there such a plan as that, or?
Yes, they're the Medicare supplements that we've been talking about, and Medicare supplements are designed to pay all or most of what original Medicare A and B don't cover. That's not the case with Medicare Advantage plans. Again, Medicare Advantage plans are good if you're younger, if you're healthier. You find out what they don't cover when you really need it. So they work until, I don't want to be down. They work terrific for some people. But as you get older and as you get more frail and there's more spiraling issues, then you probably might want to consider a supplement, and we'd be happy to help you with that.
Well, can I call you or?
Yes.
I can't.
340-3456. Call the office.
3456?
Yep.
Make an appointment.
That's the
All right,
Ulster
thank you
County
very
Office
much.
for Aging number. Yep.
All right. Glad to help.
Right.
All right. Thank you for calling. Thanks for listening. There you go. Another appointment.
how
Good-
confusing.
Another happy customer.
That's right. Hopefully we'll get this straightened out and.
See the frustration level? He
Yeah,
walked
I mean,
into his
that's
doctor's
what-
office to get a flu shot.
Absolutely ridiculous. They should be free. You want a flu shot? Here you go, buddy. Boy, you know.
Just
Wow.
like COVID was free. COVID vaccines were free
Yeah.
for everybody.
And they should be.
And they should be. I mean, people, certainly the older population are more vulnerable to flu anyway. So why wouldn't you
Why
do
wouldn't they
that?
cover it? Yeah. It's
Well,
cheaper
that's
to pay for a
the
flu shot
you know
than it
there
is
are
for the
good things
respiratory
about the Advantage
therapy.
plans that Medicare doesn't do. Like when you're old, what are the things that go off on you? Your eyes, your hearing, and your teeth. Those are things that Medicare does not cover. I don't understand it, but that's the way it is. Medicare Advantage plans will cover a lot of, the dentures, the hearing aids, eyeglasses, whatever, things that you need that kind of fall apart when you're older. But there's this other part of it that isn't so great,
And they are capped, especially
Yeah.
at dental. They're capped at no more than $800, $900 a year.
That's nothing. That's like a
Exactly.
half of a crown. And if
That's
you got
exactly
three
right.
bridges and two crowns,
You're SOL.
yeah,
Am I allowed
dental
to
work
say
is
that on?
redunculous, man.
I mean, it's
If I
good.
had another life, I could go to dental school.
I know,
I swear. I
honestly.
mean, like, how could they not be like all millionaires? The amount they charge, crazy.
Yeah, they probably are.
Yeah.
And when they created Medicare, I don't know why they carved that stuff out, dental and
ADA
vision.
lobby.
Because-
the dental lobby was very powerful.
Well, I don't know about that, but years of dealing with Medicare and healthcare, I think it's a very well-run program. You get paid on time. They know what they're doing. They catch mistakes. I mean, I have never had a problem with it. But this kind of, mixing private with government is going to give you some challenges along the way that are going to be very difficult to
Well, communist,
overcome.
But the government should run healthcare, not private.
Well, thank you for that.
The
You're
administrative-
absolutely
I'm not
right.
a communist. It shouldn't be a for-profit business. I mean, come on, man. Billionaires are putting themselves
Preaching
into
to the
space.
choir
you know?
here.
The administrative
Whatever.
overhead for Medicare is like no more than 2.5%.
Exactly.
The administrative overhead for Medicare Advantage plans is over 20%.
Well, yeah, those are executive compensation.
Got to keep people employed.
Executive
Exactly.
compensation, exactly. Boards of
Yep.
directors and all that.
Yep.
So you talk about the government. This is very efficient program, and only in the last 20 years have that all these private sector, the Part D plans,
Right.
the Medicare Advantage plans. The supplements have been around forever, but only in the last 20 years have they become standardized, so people know what they're getting. Because they're state regulated, they're different in different states, but the plans now have been standardized, so people know what they're getting.
Question. So if you're a snowbird and you're fortunate enough to be able to travel, it's nationwide? It's like if you were in New York State Plan C?
Medicare, traditional Medicare.
Okay,
yes.
all right. So it doesn't matter if you're Florida resident, because you just said states regulate things, so.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
cool.
that's what as I was saying before, you can go anywhere in the entire country that takes Medicare, and they have to take your supplement. We had a couple of retired counselors. They moved down to Florida. They kept their supplement from here.
You can still use
Okay.
it. Yep.
All right, good. That affects more and more people.
Absolutely.
That are able to travel like that. So we got about 30 seconds left. Call, make an appointment.
Call, make an appointment, 340-3456. We're taking our show on the road a couple times over the next couple months, we hope, to a couple of different places where there's a lot of seniors. Bob's coming, if we get appointments. And everything's going on as usual. Our congregate meals are slowly coming up, so people are starting to come out and eat together. And we still have programming. Our senior hub is really busy. We have game day every Wednesday afternoon. We have a meal before that. We have exercise before that. We have a chess club on Monday. We have Tai Chi, I think, one of the days. I can't remember which one, Tuesday or Thursday. So things are happening still. We're open.
Excellent.
That's great.
Come visit us.
And check out the newsletter, right?
Yes.
Yep.
That's right. All right, Dan?
All right.
Another terrific Tuesday in the
Yes,
books.
it was.
Thank
Everybody
you,
have a
and,
great day.
Thanks, Cameron and Nina.
See you guys next week. All right, Dan, take it away.
Thank you, Nina Postupack, Cameron Rylance, and Sue Koppenhaver and Bob Macy. Thank you so much for being with us today. And you're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio. We're just about to sign off. And thank you for being with us here at KCR AM 920, 92.5 FM, and our live streaming on mykcr.org. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you and underwritten by Rondout Savings Bank, always working for you and the community with branches in Kingston, West Hurley, and Hyde Park, also online at rondoutbank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. We invite you to be with us tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. And until tomorrow, we wish you every success in growing and developing Kingston and all our neighboring communities. We now return you to Magic 92.5.
Tell me you love me for 1,000,000 years.